Good evening and welcome to an AFLW Affair. My name is Sorrel and this week I am joined with Matthew Marsh. How are you, Marshy?
Thank you, Soz. Thank you for having us. I'm doing exceptionally well on this fine Saints footy week.
A Saints footy Tuesday.
Saints footy Tuesday, that's the one. Yep, as you were.
Every day is Saints footy.
It sure is. I just get caught up, Sorrel. Can't help it.
So on an AFLW Affair, this is our quick news program on the weekly events of the St Kilda football AFLW team. So we're going to begin with a quick summary of the game just past. Over the weekend, we watched a thrilling contest with our saintly girls defeating the Bombers by 8 points over at Windy Hill. The St Kilda defence started strong, putting significant pressure on the Essendon side early. This was a true testament to the performance by Serene Watson, who racked up the highest amount of disposals and a perfect 10 for the coaches' votes during the game. Our girls displayed solid teamwork and quick ball movement to keep the home side a 1-goal advantage by quarter time. The Essendon side played with determination, showcasing their strong midfield skills by continuously bringing the ball to their inside 50, with 8 more inside 50s than our girls. In the third quarter, we were lucky enough to bear witness to the greatness that was Darcy Guttridge, who scored 2 goals in a single quarter, which is increasingly impressive considering the Essendon Football Club only scored 2 goals the entire game. Go Darcy. In the final quarter, our girls pulled ahead with a series of impressive plays and an interesting umpire call, with Ash Riches securing our lead with a beautiful goal. Ultimately, our girls secured a hard-fought victory, much to the delight of us fans. Was there any takes from the game from you that you can add on?
Yes, Sorrel, I've got plenty of takes. This was the first time I remembered to bring my binoculars, and as you would have recalled, I had a somewhat of a bird's eye view. There was certainly some iffy moments out on the field by our friends in the lime green. 50s going willy-nilly, not too sure what they were for, and the one that I personally was quite aggrieved with, we had young Alice Burke get taken out by a naughty Essendon player, and somehow they're the ones getting a 50. Please explain.
Definitely. And they were pinning Exy on the big screen for it too.
Yes, that's right. So to that Essendon player, shame, gets away with just a meagre $450 fine or thereabouts. Should be considering yourself very lucky to be playing this weekend. But on more positive news, Sorrel, the girls just looked absolutely brilliant. Defensive pressure across the ground. It was a day for defence, and our girls were more than apt for the task.
I agree. I concur. I saw you with the binoculars having a detailed look at the tiny screen at Windy Hill.
Very small.
I don't know where all the Essendon money goes to, but it is not to their facilities.
I think that is for that is very on point. I think that is an expose for our friend Tracy Grimshaw to get on the bottom of, because our friends at Essendon are no strangers to scandals, and I think there's something afoot, because it was pretty poor, literally and figuratively, the tiny little 32-inch plasma they had there. And
they seem to have enough money to be flogging out hundreds of tiny yellow footballs.
Yes, the footballs were good. We had the Sukin facial mist. That was nice. And the Head and Shoulders. So in terms of AFLW activations, they do it very well. So I don't know how many footballs you came away with, Sorrel, but this happy host came away with 2.
How did you end up with 2?
I found one on the way out. So
because he definitely gave me one as well.
Ellen DeGeneres action going on there.
Yeah.
So
you get a football.
So who have we got this week?
Marshy, would you like to go interview a player right now?
I'd love to. Yeah.
Smash, how are you feeling after the weekend?
Pretty good. It was a very hard, congested game. It was a bit of a grind, but we got the job done, which is great. So feeling good today.
It is Tuesday, approximately 4 o'clock. What have you been up to since Sunday?
Oh God, I don't do much with my time, to be fair. Pretty much today I walked the dogs. Just a bit of recovery. Yesterday we came into the club, did a bit of a review, and then today we get back out there, review a bit more of the game. You do your one-on-ones with our line coaches and stuff. So and then we just get ready for the week ahead.
Nicky Dell, was he a little bit cranky after the game? Because I noticed in his presser, he didn't even get a full pleasing out. He just said one pleased. What was the message in the sheds afterwards?
It was definitely, as you could see, the congestion of the game. We didn't really get to play our style of footy. It was a bit different. So he didn't have too much to say. He wasn't not impressed with us. Like, he was pretty happy that we got the 4 points and really competed hard. So he's not too bad, yeah. The review wasn't too bad, so yeah.
So you're home on Sunday and you're relaxing, thinking about the game. What was one moment that you just went over in your mind, go, that was nice, and which was one moment you're like, let's do that again?
Well, look, I can't really go past me hitting the post, so that's great. But at least I got a redemption shot, so that's nice. So that's definitely sticks in your head is when you do the stuff ups. But no, it was a great performance from all the girls. I think everyone competed and hit bodies really hard. So we watched the game back. Dad always puts the game on after. So when you watch it back, you're like, oh, it's not as bad as you thought sometimes. But yeah, I guess the goal and the missed goal is probably what I thought about the most.
No, you were excellent. You've been sensational since for a little while now. How's your own form, your own preparation? We can't really call it a summer, but I guess your pre-season.
Yeah, I guess coming off the back of last year, I've got a lot of confidence within myself and belief in myself in the team. And I guess that just led on to my off-season. I was really motivated to get fitter and stronger. And then that led into my pre-season to put me in good stead to play and be fit and run out games like I did. I guess I can't take all the credit because TJ, our strength and conditioning coach, and Alex, they push us to run harder and lift heavier. So yeah, I guess that was my big motivation, is just consistency off the back of last year. So
we've got the mental fitness era coming up this Saturday. Yeah, what does that mean for those who don't quite know?
Yeah. So for all our home games this year, we're doing our Eras tour, I guess. So this week is mental fitness era. So just like the men's, they have their Spuds game, we have our mental fitness era. So that would just be raising awareness and raising money for the DFC, which is just over there behind us. And then I hear that there might be a 2-minute moment with Nat Edwards as well, and then a few pop-up stuff just to raise awareness for mental health as well, which will be great.
Fantastic. And speaking of Nat Edwards, I heard her on SEN earlier today, and I firmly agreed that connection seems to be a massive part of all the good things that are coming straight out of Moorabbin. Could you just sort of bring us into that fold a little bit and how that's really seemed to have skyrocketed?
Yeah, I guess it's just the belief amongst the team, and I guess we're almost like family. Like, we spend most of our time here, other than home. This is probably second home, so just building that bond off field, and then it gets shown on field. So I guess that connection piece is really great to see, and it's starting to blend into our football, which is great.
How good. What would also be great, 4 on the trot, Saints fans, the lids are off. I imagine you guys are keeping it cool, but what's the message to the Saints out there in terms of getting to the game this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's better weather than it was last week, but it was a great turnout in the wet, so we'd love to see everyone back down there again. We'd love to go 4-0, but you never know what can happen. Hawthorn look to be a very good side at the moment, so every week is a challenge, but we just got to crack in and get the job done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, very great interview, Matthew. Very well done. And isn't Smash just a superstar, Sorrel?
She is, and very well spoken. I'm very lucky that she kicked that goal in the fourth quarter too. I think I could be her number one fan right now.
She is brilliant and embodies everything that is Saints footy, I think. Very hard at the contest. And I don't know if you saw, but she does like to take off for a bit of a fly here and there. And I think it's only a matter of time before she brings one down, and we're getting to vote for her Mark of the Week very soon.
Ooh, that'd be exciting. Hopefully this week.
Mm-hmm. I could dig that.
I would like to hear her on your podcast too.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to.
Talking Saints footy.
Yeah, we're going to have to get her on Talking Saints footy because, yeah, she talks Saints footy very, very well. So what have we got coming up this week, Sarah?
This week, we are playing the Hawthorn Hawks down at RSCO Park. So there might be a few potential team changes. It's come to light that Janome, the superstar, has suffered a low-grade hamstring strain during the match over the weekend, where she left the ground just before half-time. It's been confirmed that Janome will miss next week's game, and this could have a severe impact on our forward line for the big match. We may see the likes of Maddie Boyd coming back into the side, or the likes of Nicola Zenos taking on more of a forward role. But in positive news, as it only seems to be a low-grade strain, she will definitely be back in the coming weeks.
She didn't look happy after the game, I must admit, Sorrel.
No.
She looked a little bit flat because she's a very competitive Sainter who just wants to get out there and play football. So all the best with her recovery. And
1 week is definitely the best outcome, I would say, for how she was looking.
Certainly. Yeah, Hannah Stewart is expected to miss another game as she recovers from her hammy, I believe.
Too many hammies.
So if they could just relax a little bit and
Dal, get them in the pool.
Spa sessions. Need some small spa sessions. We've got the Hawthorn Hawks and they're currently 5th place. It's a bit of a grudge match, I believe. They call it the Tilly Lucas Rod Shield. Very good player, but, and I'm sure has quite a few friends at the club, but once that ball is bounced 205, all friends shall be forgotten. And I'm expecting a fiery contest here, Soz.
So they have just played the Adelaide Crows over in Adelaide last weekend, the day after that the Hawthorn Hawks, the men's side, lost to Port Adelaide. It was not a good weekend for the Hawks in South Australia.
Oh, that's sad.
To be completely biased, this upcoming game should be the best game of the week. No other games look very interesting. This is the one to watch.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. It's always a good game against the Hawthorn Hawks. So I reckon we got the Ferris wheel. The forecast is predicting some good action there. We know that it was torrential rain the last time we played at RSEA. It is also the Saints are entering their mental fitness era, and so I believe quite a few things happening. A bit of money will be raised for the DFC, the Danny Frawley Centre, which is always a great thing to do. And as Smash touched on, there'll be a bit of a 2-minute chat before the game, just sort of reflecting on, just that mental health awareness. So it's a terrific cause, and I'm sure it's one that all Sainers can get on board with. And much like we do for the Spuds game, it's just a thing that Saints do pretty well in looking after one another. So I'm really interested to see how that takes place.
It's a Saturday afternoon. It's the week before grand final weekend. You want to take it a bit easy. So come on down to RSEA, support the girls, because the game after this, I think we're playing at like 4 p.m. on Friday after.
Fremantle next Friday, also at RSEA. There's also a few other little messages we'd like to share is the cheer squad, or the Anthem Army as the club are calling them. I quite like that. Alliteration is always a nice way to go about things.
Definitely.
So if you are a loud person or you like to wave flags, then you look no further than behind our sticks. You'll be able to see us. You'll be able to hear us. So if you are keen, please send through any inquiries to aisle 29, where I will be able to field any questions you may have and also get you in on that inner sanctum, holding up the banner and a few other little VIP things that you get to do when you're in the cheer squad. We want to be the most dynamic in the competition, and the girls are getting it done on field, so let's do our bit off it, please.
Do we have an anthem for Jessie Wardlaw yet, other than the Jessie Wardlaw song?
We do, Sorrel, and we're fine-tuning it. It is, it was Jessie's goal. It was Jessie's goal. I wouldn't mind another like that. It was Jessie's goal.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful song.
Yeah, thank you. So we're fine-tuning the finish. The finish is just, it's always a little bit hard sometimes to wrap up these hims and hers. So busting something out this weekend. We're in the lab. There will be some more. Actually, that is a scoop for you guys. Aisle 29 are going to be going hard on the campaign up until game day. We're going to go through as many of our players as possible to put it out to the fans to help us workshop some straightforward yet punchy hymns.
That's a good idea. I don't have anything. All I have is Jessie's goal in my head now.
So Jesse, like many others, deserves a great hymn. So we will get there, and stay tuned. This Saturday is all that I can say, really.
So everyone should come down to Linton Street on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. There is way more parking than there is at Windy Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You can just park behind in the little side streets. Plenty of options. There's no excuse.
No.
And we would love to see you all there. So I think that's it for our first episode.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Marty.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. It's taken a few weeks, but we're finally off. So thanks for joining us. Thanks, Marty.
Cheers. Take care, Sainers. And as always, knock, knock.
Can't the Sainers.